Hey, what's going on everybody? It's ETA Prime back here again. Today I'm going to show you one of the easiest ways to get up and running with emulation on your Windows PC. Now it's been a little while since I've done a dedicated Launchbox video, but recently it's been updated to version 12.2 and they now have RetroArch integration, which means you don't have to download any extra emulators except for the high-end stuff and the stuff that RetroArch doesn't do. And with this new version of Launchbox, you can be up and playing your favorite retro games in no time. We're going to start with a fresh install and I'm going to show you how easy it is. For this video here, we're going to do a couple N64 games and PlayStation 1 games. One main thing you might want to get a hold of before doing any of this is a controller. Personally, I use a Bluetooth Xbox One controller, but if you have a PS3, PS4, even the PS5 controller will work, or an older wired Xbox 360 controller. Personally, I prefer these Microsoft controllers because they're already pre-configured, ready to go with RetroArch, and that's exactly what we're going to be using with this new version of Launchbox. So if you're ready to get the latest version of Launchbox set up on your PC, let's go ahead and get started. Now first things first, obviously you're going to need some games. Unfortunately, Launchbox doesn't come with any games pre-installed and I can't tell you where to get them, but if you do a quick Google search, you'll be able to find everything you need. In a folder on my desktop, I have some PlayStation 1 games. Personally, I use PBP files, but you can also use bin and queue, and when you start doing a little bit of research on this, you'll know exactly what I mean. I've also got some N64 games. These are .N64. And finally in this folder, I have my PlayStation 1 BIOS, because some of these games will require it. With RetroArch, a lot of the stuff will work fine without a BIOS for PS1, but it's good practice to go ahead and add all of the BIOSes you're going to need. The next thing we're going to need is Launchbox. You can head over to the official Launchbox website. I'll leave a link in the description. We're going to be using the free version for this, but they also offer a premium version, which does unlock a lot of features for Launchbox, and it unlocks Big Box, which is a really awesome looking emulation front end. Totally customizable. There's hundreds of themes over on the website. But like I mentioned, for this one here, we're just going to be using the free version. If you want to upgrade down the road, it's totally up to you. From here, we're just going to download Launchbox, and with this here, you will have to put your email address in. It's going to send you a link to download the latest version of Launchbox. Now for me, I've already got this in my downloads folder, and this is 12.2 as I'm making this video. This will be higher in the future. Once we have this downloaded, we're going to go ahead and install it. We're just going to agree to the terms, and you can actually place this anywhere, but the default location is going to be on your C drive or your main hard drive. Users, username, Launchbox. That's exactly where I'm going to keep it, but if you want to put it anywhere else, you can always set it up with the browse section here. Next, we'll just go ahead and go through the install, let this finish up. Once it's finished installing, it's going to start it up for us, and you're going to see a window that looks like this. Since this is a fresh install, I don't have anything set up, but like we saw, I do have some PlayStation 1 games and N64 games. So what I'm going to do here is start with N64, and I'm going to import ROM files. So we're going to choose the first option here. It's going to walk us through the wizard. I would recommend reading through everything, but from here I'm going to choose Next. I'm going to go ahead and add that N64 folder that I have on my desktop with those games in it. So I'm going to add folder, I'm going to navigate to my desktop, ROMs, N64, and I'm going to choose this whole folder. We'll choose Next. Now it's going to ask us what platform are we importing games for, and since I chose N64, it's automatically going to detect that, but if it doesn't, you can always use the drop down here. We'll choose Next, and this is where those new features come in. So would you like to automatically install and configure RetroArch? Of course we would. That's why we're using this. We're going to automatically install and configure RetroArch from right here. We'll just choose this. Next, we can choose a location we want our ROMs to be. If you just want them to stay in that folder we're importing from, you can use them in their current location, or we can copy the files into the Launchbox Games folder. But remember, it's going to copy those, so it will take up more room, but it's all going to be in that Launchbox Games N64 folder that it's automatically going to create. For me, I usually just choose the top one here, copy the files into the Launchbox Games folder. Would you like to download metadata for your games? Of course we would, so we're going to search for game information in the local metadata database. We'll choose Next. Now we have the option to download box art and a few other things for each game. That way we can have a nice little list of games, and it's just a really good looking front end. I usually just leave everything checked here, but if you're worried about space, you can go through and deselect what you don't want to download. Next. We don't need to specify any custom options for N64, so we'll choose Next here. It's going to parse the games, and these are the games that we're going to be importing. I've just chose a few of them to make it quick for this video here. Finish. And since this is the first time we're setting up RetroArch, it's going to go through that process real quick for us also. So just give it a little bit of time. So Launchbox has finished importing our games. It's also downloaded RetroArch in the background for us. Basically, all we need to do is start up a game. So let's go with Banjo-Tooie. We'll just double click. It's automatically going to launch it for us because it already set up RetroArch. And we're ready to play. I mean, it really takes no time at all to get up and playing with Launchbox nowadays, especially with this new RetroArch integration. So as you saw, it was really easy to get up and running with N64. Now we're going to do one more here, and we're going to import some PlayStation 1 games. And PlayStation 1 does require a BIOS. So right up here, we have these three little lines. We're going to choose this. We're going to go to Tools, Import, ROM Files. It's going to give us that same walkthrough wizard. I'm going to add a folder. And this time, it's going to be that PlayStation 1 folder with all of my PS1 games in it. We're going to select this one, choose Next. It's automatically detected that it's Sony PlayStation. Next. We're going to be using RetroArch because it's now installed and configured automatically. And now what it's going to do is prompt us and let us know if this system in RetroArch needs a BIOS, and PlayStation 1 really does need a BIOS. Right here, in order to play Sony PlayStation games in RetroArch, a BIOS file called scph5501.bin is required. At the beginning of the video, I showed you where I had mine. I'm just going to browse here. We'll go back to my desktop, ROMs, BIOS, scph5501.bin. This is my PlayStation 1 BIOS. Launchbox is going to import this for us and put it in the correct location so we can use it when we start up a PlayStation game with RetroArch. I'm going to copy the files in my Launchbox directory, and we'll just go through the motions one more time. I'm importing 4 games for PlayStation 1. We've already got RetroArch set up. Launchbox prompted us for that BIOS, so all we need to do is click Finish. It's going to import those games for us, download the metadata, and then get all of the box art we need for each one of those games. So it's imported them, metadata's there. In the background right now, it's actually downloading the box art for us. If we wait a few seconds, we'll see these images populate, so we'll get the box art for those PlayStation 1 games. And there it is. So we can start playing a game right now. We'll just go with Crash Team Racing. It's going to start up RetroArch for us. We've got that BIOS in place. It's using the DuckStation core. And we're good to go. So we now have N64 and PlayStation 1 set up with Launchbox and the new RetroArch integration. It's easier than ever to get up and running your favorite retro games on PC with this setup. So yeah, within a few minutes you can have your first games imported. This is the fresh build. We imported some PS1 games, some N64 games, and with the free version it's definitely going to be more limited than the premium version. But we can import as many games as we want, and this video was really just to show you how easy it is to use the new version of Launchbox to get up and running with emulation on your Windows PC. If you're interested in checking this out, I will leave a few links in the description, but I'm super excited about this new RetroArch integration because for new users, this is just going to make it as simple as possible. But that's going to wrap it up for this one. I really appreciate you watching. If you're interested in seeing more advanced Launchbox tutorials on this channel here, just let me know in the comments below and I'll see what I can do. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. And like always, thanks for watching.